problem 1, there was addition and subtraction going on, and we were trying to find holes to make the calculation easier and more simplified, not with that mass of numbers. So that's kind of the idea we're focusing on in this problem, except with multiplication and division, and there's a slight difference to that. So what we're trying to get, the main focus to get in here is to cancel out. So for some examples would be, for example, plus 2 minus 2. That just crosses out into 0. Or times 2 divided by 2. That also equals 1. And 0 and 1 are much, much easier numbers to work with than what you see here. Do you still remember the easiest way to write a equation when you're trying to solve it? Well, that would be a fraction form, if you remember. In a lot of these videos, especially these recent ones, we've been really focusing on making division problems simpler, more simplified by stacking them in fraction form. And we can do that particularly with this one because it's two groups of multiplication strung together by a division sign. And down here we have 1.7 times 1.9 times 3 times 5 times 7 times 9 times 13 times 15. So now it's much more friendlier to look at because we know we're just trying to simplify this fraction. So let's start with some of the basics. The 10.5 and 11.7 are decimals, so I'm going to push them aside for now. But I'm going to look at 85 because it looks pretty friendly. It ends in 5. So 85, well, I know it ends in 5, so I'm going to cancel this 5 out. And what times with 5 equals 85? Well, that's 17. So 85 right here is 17. And 17, 1.7, they look alike. And that's 10. Yep, so 17 divided by 1.7 is equal to 10. And okay, now we're looking, because I don't think we can do anything further right now. Well, yes, we can simplify it like this, so that becomes a 2, this becomes a 3. Now we have 57. Immediately, I know it's divisible by 3 because I look at its digit sum. 5 plus 7 equals 12. And if its digit sum is a multiple of 3, then the number itself is a multiple of 3. And that's one of our very important divisibility rules. So I'm going to be having the link in the description down below in case you need to take a look at that, because divisibility rules, especially in number sense and in tough calculation like this, is very, very important. So now I know this is a multiple of 3. So this 3 is canceled out, and this becomes a 19. Now, just like the case with 17 and 1.7, 19 and 1.9 cancel out to get a 10. So now this is kind of getting messy. So what I'm going to do is rewrite this. So 0.5 times 11.7 times 10 times 2. So right here. And then here we have 3 times 7 times 9 times 13. So at this top, we can make, there's a 10 and a 2. But if we double 10.5, we get something much friendlier, which could be 21. So 21 is equals to 10.5 times 2. Then I'm going to pair this 10 with 11.7 because that's kind of harder to deal with. So now we have 117 over 3 times 7 times 9 times 13. So we know that 21 is equal to 3 times 7. So those three numbers cross out. And 117 is over 9 times 13. Well, 9 times 13, you might, if you really don't know this, you could even just divide it and just see what is 9 times 13. But for those of my friends who are really good at calculation, it should come to you immediately that these cancel out. So it's really just 1. So in the end, 1 is our answer.